Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the real estate DAO, and we are hanging out here with friends. And I'm going to just go around the room real quick in no particular order, joined by Ernest of Gaia, Julie, Brian Freeman, Amy. Welcome, everybody. And of course, Mrs. Yonks, my superpower. Welcome, everybody. This is now our fourth content team call. And this is one that's very near and dear to my heart. Mrs. Yonks can attest, and I'm going to let her attest to that right now. How much that I've been talking about creating some content. I don't know if this is kind of what you had visualized there, Tyler, as far as becoming prolific content creators, but I'm going to let you talk about that right now.
So on our first date, he was telling me about this book, and I thought this is a really weird date, and I actually thought it was a work meeting, but I had cute shoes on, so it didn't matter, and we got married, so whatever. I didn't understand what Content Inc. meant, and he buys me this book. It's actually called Content Inc. And the whole idea was to create tons of value and create a loyal audience, and then sell them whatever after that. And I just thought that was so bizarre until he said, but how much can you sell when you've got trust and trust in your community? And what does this look like? So it was just really interesting. And yeah, he has been talking about this since literally our first date. And that's one of the things that we've been taking the position on Open DAOs, another DAO that we got involved with, and have grown the audience from 0 to almost 500 people in a week. We launch videos on the fly at 3 a.m. and they get hundreds of views. So just creating value, not asking for anything, not wanting anything, not selling anything, not doing anything, just providing value is something that's creating a great community and building a lot of trust with people. So that's what we're going to deal with REtoken.
And if you're wondering if this is a plug for the book, it absolutely is. And this is one of the very few books that I've bought multiple editions of and multiple flavors of. And when I say that, like, this is the second edition that just came out here in January of 2021. Even the first edition, I bought the hard copy, bought the soft copy, bought the audio book. It's an absolutely fabulous book, and I do characterize REtoken, the real estate DAO, as a content DAO. Now, a lot of the times, I think that it's characterized in the space as a media DAO, and fortunately, we've got a strong representation here with Ernest of Gaia, because the Bankless DAO is the flagship poster child of a very successful content or media DAO. So anyway, if you haven't read or listened to this book, absolutely recommend it, and definitely get the second edition, because that's one that was updated during we're still in the pandemic, I guess, but it has reflections in that of the pandemic. And I saw that Rosetta popped in here. Welcome, Rosetta. So we always welcome you and everybody else. We are building an inclusive and platform agnostic community. And, one of the things that we were just talking about is we are already needing to, like, here is the Facebook post of this content, or of this call that we're on right now. This is live streaming on Facebook. And you can see here, this was one of the new domains that we acquired here. I didn't even know that the .team, and I'm a huge fan of the acronym Together Everyone Achieves More. We've got a problem though, and that problem, let's go take a look at that website right now. This is our website, everybody. This is a big need and opportunity. And we've got retoken.info that's been our website for a period. And, we really are leaning into this team dynamic. In December, during the REtoken relaunch, we introduced 4 new teams, one of which is the content team. And then we, as a community, are deciding to kind of simplify that, and we're going to send that through the normal DAO governance framework. We've already talked about that on the community call and also on the core team call. If you missed it, watch the replay. But one of the things that I think is an opportunity, and it needs to be done with some urgency. I mean, we're already putting out this website on all of our live streaming links, and this is what people see when they come here. So I actually am going to advocate that we create, and I'm gonna do that here. I might even do it during the call, but I think that we should create a bounty for researching what would be a fair price, because we need to get a theme. And there's two requirements. One is it's a WordPress theme, and the other is that it's compatible with WordPress multi-site. And I'm not going to go into the details on that, but those are functionally, it needs to be just a WordPress multi-site theme. And again, the opportunity to, do a lot more with our content. I mean, we're like going and looking at our, I don't even want to call it a content calendar, but it should be a content calendar, because almost everything on our Google Calendar through this live streaming format. And I really appreciate that. And this is something that we are introducing to other DAOs. And I think it's kind of a unique content tilt, because a lot of DAOs do their meetings in, whether it's in Discord, most of them that I know of do it in Discord. And the problem with that, we tried that, and it's a very painful process to record that and then upload it later. That's one of the things that's so fabulous about using this format, is that there's no post-production. I mean, it's going out there all the time. Like right now, we just have to create the event, and then it's kind of like on autopilot from there. But we do have an immediate opportunity to, like on our YouTube channel. And I think with the live stream, let's actually just go take a look at that right now, because I want to thank Mrs. Yonks for doing an awesome job leading both of these from a MC standpoint. See, we're almost up to 89 subscribers here on YouTube, and I think that was 75 earlier today.
That was this is so crazy. This is the power of some of this cross DAO stuff we're doing. We did a joint call with Citadel that was focused on them. It was not really a REtoken call. It was just something to introduce Citadel as a community that we like. And so many people just ended up subscribing to us that we now have an opportunity to just grow our audience and grow their audience and promote everything. I mean, this is really great. So we want to do more of that.
That's a good point. And if you haven't watched it, let's actually just throw that in this for everybody to do. I don't know if it'll show up in this link here, but this is a great piece of content that we created. And again, this is something that we've been talking about for a while, is doing a podcast. And instead of just doing a podcast, we're taking our live stream and we're planning on repurposing it into a podcast. And hopefully the quality will be okay. And that's one of the things that we're constantly working on getting better at. And just to put this out here to the universe, and I don't know if this is something that Ernest, I know that you've got some experience with OBS, and I don't know if you've ever done any live stream from a live stream producer standpoint, or if you're not really, anyway, we have an immediate opportunity and a need for a live stream producer to level up the quality of our live stream productions. And the tool that we see that being done is OBS. So I'm just putting that out there. But I also shared in here the YouTube link, because this is a very important question that we're going to be intentional about asking, is how to own real estate for less than $100. And that's a question. And I don't know, Rosetta, do you have it? Like, if you asked 100 of your real estate clients if they could own real estate for less than $100, what do you think that they would say? Do you got any pulse on that for us? And I don't know if Rosetta is able to contribute. So our belief is, if you asked 100 people today if you could invest in real estate or own real estate for less than $100, we believe that most people would say, yeah, that's not possible. Because like REITs, they've greatly increased the accessibility, but a lot of REITs require people to be accredited investors. So this format here is that we're looking to ask that question, how to own real estate for less than $100. So that's one of the content opportunities that we have. The other opportunity, looking at this, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so that you all can see it on the screen here, is in this description. And let's see. So we're going to show more. So in this, the opportunity to add what's called key moments. And what that means is, like, let's say at minute right here, like, you know, and I don't have any good examples because that's where there's some art in creating solid key moments. But this is one of the big opportunities that we have to greatly enhance the replay value, but not only enhance the replay value, it's something that actually gets us better rankings from also a Google and a YouTube standpoint. And there's I put some over here in our Discord. There's a thread. Let me actually refresh this thread real quick over here. Let's see. Key moments. Maybe I should just do a search. The search works absolutely fabulous in Discord. Key moments. So YouTube channel growth and optimization. So that's maybe why I wasn't finding it. So this is a channel here that's got some details on how to do this. And this is an opportunity that we can create additional REtoken rewards to do that. I don't want to go into detail because this is something that I would really like to see somebody take some initiative with. I'm going to open up the screenshot so that you can kind of get a better idea on what that looks like here. So let me go ahead and open that real quick and make this bigger. And so here's what these key moments are. And you can kind of see where all of these videos that showed up on the Google search results are ones that had key moments added, because that's, again, Google absolutely loves this format as far as adding. It increases the search engine results, and it just makes the content more digestible, because like some people, you know, they might not want to watch a 10 or 15-minute video, but then also each one of these little blurbs right here contributes to the search engine results. So like you can see here, timestamps, timestamps, timestamps. And this, I did a search for key moments, and YouTube correlated timestamps to key moments. And that's one of the reasons that we introduced this timestamp feature within REtoken, our REtoken incentives. Looking over here on this is our Trello card for this particular event. And I already talked about the producer for the live stream, and this is the other opportunity. YouTube post-production, add relevant key moments to the description. So the opportunity for us to do that, again, will take our content to another level. And then, like, when we have a website over here, for example, the opportunity to create a page for each event, and again, that will just add more, like, it'll add more juice to our website, so that whenever somebody searches for like real estate tokenization or whatever the case may be, they will end up on our website instead of somebody else's website. So I'd love to hear some thoughts on that, if that makes sense, or just some other thoughts as far as enhancing the content that we're already creating. But I'm going to stop talking for here.
I think it's just really important to figure out what we want to put out there. I think when we had a great start on the original REtoken website, it was just trying to do, I think it was kind of just trying to do too much. So something that I would like is, with this theme, I want to have some links, have some content, and just do one or two things really well, and then start doing bolt-ons as our DAO starts doing more things. I don't want to put a placeholder for every single thing that we plan to do, and that gets pretty overwhelming.
Yeah, I would agree, and I think the biggest opportunity that we have, I mean, so we talked about the key moments. I mean, that's something that we've been putting forward as far as a need and an opportunity that we have here. The other one, and let me actually just make a note of this real quick, as far as I'm going to take this as a personal action item to create a bounty for researching what a WordPress multi-site theme should cost. And this is an opportunity. I mean, we've had this site online since December 22nd, and I know and appreciate this is the first content team call that we've had in a couple weeks with the holidays. But this is something that I think that we should put in fairly high urgency, because right now, if somebody clicks through on, like over here on our website, they click through to our domain, which is getting increasingly linked all over the place, because one of the challenges is going back, like this particular video that we're on right now is going to, like, we're on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and Twitch. And like, I don't know if we're going to any other channels, and I don't know if Twitch really has like the descriptions like what we have here. But, you know, we're like, to go back and change these links later is difficult. And that's one of the reasons that we need to kind of, in my opinion, put this on the fast track. So let me make sure that I captured this well as far as a next action: create a bounty for researching what a WordPress multi-site theme should cost. So if somebody's interested in taking that as a research initiative, reach out to Mrs. Yonks and myself. I'll get the bounty card created here soon. And for those of you that may, this is again something that we're working on. This is Trello. This is our workflow. This is a tool for doing task management. It's where we GTD, getting things done. So this is one of the things that we need to get done, and it needs to get done pretty quickly, because from that, we would like to create a proposal. And I during the community call, I showed our Gnosis safe, and we've got money that we have available for things such as this. And this is definitely something that I could get behind, because I know that that's one of the first things that people ask: what's your website? And when they go and they see a website like this, it's like, yeah, you guys aren't going anywhere. We know better. I mean, we've got a very strong community, and I'm proud of the community that we are building here. I absolutely love everybody that is contributing in our community, and we're inviting other people to contribute. We're not perfect. We've still got a lot of work to go here in 2022 to get where we're wanting to go. So that was one of the top priorities that we were talking about here during the content team. I would really like to hear from some other people as far as like, and I know that we've tossed around a lot of ideas, but let's just do a real quick round robin. I also see that Blackfire joined. Welcome, Blackfire. But I'd like to hear one idea from everybody. And if you're not able to speak, if you could like type on the YouTube, that would be absolutely fabulous. But like one idea as far as a piece of content that we should create. Now, I'm going to take one thing off the table, because we've already talked about creating an FAQ. So that's something that's a known dynamic. And where are we capturing the things that need to be on this FAQ? Do you know, Tyler?
Yeah, Teresa actually set up a shared document that we were all contributing to, and Ernest gave some really helpful edits. And I threw the link in I think the content DAO. Actually, if you go to the content DAO and Discord content channel, there's that link to that document. And where's that? Let's see. Yeah, if you can just scroll up, yeah, stop there. So click on that, and I would love all of your feedback on that in the next day or two. I don't want this to just drag on. The first part was stuff that I need some help with, or that, but if you scroll down a little bit, so you can see all these notes from Ernest. Thank you, Ernest, for doing that. The scroll down a little bit to the bottom. This is all stuff that I mostly just took a list from Bankless and a couple of other places, and a few things that I had, and just added this. So we've got a great start, and I would love to get any more feedback on that. And then on the top part, I wasn't super clear what the people that were asking the questions were asking. So the top part was the community, the bottom part was Ernest and me. And yeah, once we have that cleaned up, I would love to just throw that on the page, or we could throw the bottom part on the page now. It's pretty basic, and then we can add the top part later. Whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, and I would actually advocate getting, I mean, because one thing that's important to keep in mind is this is live. Like right now, when you go to FAQ, this is what we've had here. So getting something on here that's better than, hey, you've asked, we've listened, FAQ is coming soon. So I would say anything that we feel comfortable putting forward, and then it can be refined. I think it's something is better than nothing. My thoughts.
Okay, that's great. So I've got a cleaned up version of everything that starts FAQ down. If you want, I can just, I didn't know how to do that, but if you want to show me how to do that, I can either do it after the live stream or I can do it right now if you're going to show me how to do it.
Yeah, let's take that offline, and this is one of the things too, and I'm gonna digress real quick because this is one of the things I'm going to talk about. Coordinate, since we're on a team call. This is something that we need to get better at ourselves, myself included, because I missed some of the coordinates, or one of the coordinate. And this is something, we've got this tool here, and this is where what we contribute outside of the live stream is really the value proposition, because all of the meetings that we've got, and this is one of the things that it is looking, there's strong support from the key contributors to shift from a 5-team concept here. And you can see these are characterized here. Well, these aren't completely all in order, but new platform team, ambassadors, dev team, content team, and core team. So instead of having the 5 teams, we're going to simplify things here in January. Things aren't set in stone. We're just going to go to the content team, the dev team, and the ambassadors team. That's the plan. We're going to put that through a formal DAO governance voting proposal process here. That'll be coming soon, and give plenty of people for that to digest. And one of the things that we did on the Google Calendar during our community call was that we shifted the here on Sunday, where we normally have the core team call, right now as a placeholder, put that as the ambassadors team call. I'm going to put forward a let us meet for that, because I know that there's a lot of people that are excited about the ambassadors team, myself included, because I think that that's going to be an absolutely foundational component of making a very successful organization here in 2022. So going back to Coordinate, I'm actually going to do a real quick allocation here. I'm going to switch to the content team, and I'm going to do a real quick co-hosted 2 live streams with Mrs. Yonks on Wednesday, and this was 05, because this is stuff that comes again outside of the scope, and I'm gonna put a little bit more detail in on those. But the epic statement, what have you been working on this epic? And to summarize, if you didn't watch the Coordinate call that we had Sunday, we're going to use the same format that we had. It's going to be a weekly basis. So you've got till now, you've got till Sunday, technically till 4 a.m. Monday morning to get your allocations in. So I'm going to go ahead and save that, and I'm going to allocate to Mrs. Yonks for co-hosting. So that was pretty fabulous. This was a fundamental aspect. So it's going to be a pretty juicy dynamic, because that took like a couple hours, and then she really helped to drive the conversation as far as if you didn't know, watch the replay, but we now have our 5th token town, Colorado, out of 32. So that number is going down as far as the quantity available, and that's going to get amplified in Q1 here when we're moving forward. So, and I'm going to just put in here, thank you, Mrs. Yonks, for setting up the live stream. So this is just a real quick thing that we all need to get better at. And this is one of the things that I want to be intentional about during our content team calls, as far as making sure that we're all on the same page, because this coordinate tool is going to be absolutely imperative for us having the scalability to, and I'm not even going to tell you how painful it is doing the manual allocations as far as how that we're doing the, I really love how that we're doing it as far as being very intentional for rewarding the participation of the REtoken, but we don't have enough automation in place. I'm not going to go off on that right now, but this is, again, a tool that we as the content team are able to utilize for, when we're not here in the content team. Because like right now, for everybody that's participating, you're earning a REtoken. For those that are chiming in on the YouTube, thanks for your YouTube participation. Make sure that you smash the like button. I'm going to do that right now. Give it a thumbs up because YouTube loves the engagement. So I'm gonna provide an opportunity. Does anybody have any questions as far as the coordinate here from a content team standpoint? I'm going to take the silence as a no. So getting back here. So the FAQ, this is something I think that we can move the conversation forward on. One of the things too that we did is that we're condensing, we're not doing the new platform team. And I put forward a new tool in here, and I don't think that I actually have the right place linked up. This is a tool that just came up on the radar with Mrs. Yonks and I's engagement here in the near term in OpenDAO. And I'm really liking this as far as a potential simple solution. Now, one of the things that it doesn't have, and this is, again, thinking through the lens of this new platform team, we've been evaluating to some degree. We haven't been real intentional about that. Mighty Networks, and then also Circle.so. And let me show you the one that came up here. This is one that OpenDAO just put in place here very recently. And I was asking Ernest about this because it looks like that Bankless DAO also is using that. So I don't know if this came up through Bankless DAO. And let me see if I can see where that was. So it's the thing that's fabulous about this is that it doesn't require an email address, and it's more of like a forum, or like, I guess probably a little bit more similar to the Facebook groups, I guess is a good way to draw that similarity to. But it's a pretty easy tool. I've been engaging here, and you can kind of see what this looks like. I created a poll. So this is something that could potentially facilitate like the temp check functionality, because like that's something else that we need to keep in consideration in the evaluation of a tool outside of Discord. Because right now our governance process is done completely, as far as the temp check side of things, it's being done in Discord. So the opportunity to pivot from doing that in Discord to doing that on a tool like this absolutely exists. So this is something that I would like everybody to take a look at here on the content team, because this is, again, falls under the, since we're not doing the new platform team, this is going to fall under the responsibilities of the content team. So I don't know if you've got some thoughts that you want to contribute, Tyler, or anybody else on this right now.
The new platform is great. It's not getting quite as much usage as I was hoping, but the people that are using it, and especially Amy, Julie, Ernest, Blackfire, Teresa, have all been really helpful to get that engaging and get it started. We're trying to figure out exactly how to make this super useful and not feel like it's just a duplication of Discord. So yeah.
And my expectation is that if we do a good job making it be platform agnostic, that people will come together here during the calls that we have on a weekly basis, and then they'll go off and do kind of their own thing, whether that's engaging on, whether it's Mighty Networks or whether it's on this tool here. I mean, I think that Mighty Networks is definitely a more like thorough solution. The question is, do we need that? And the other question is, can we provide token gating? I don't know if we can provide token gating on this platform or this tool or not.
I think Mighty Networks is probably the right solution when we have courses or other things that need to be gated. And then Julie had some great feedback about Clioverse.com. It's also a DAO that she had posted in the, I think, in the ideas channel. So thanks, Julie, for bringing that one up. I just joined it this afternoon. I saw that you recommended it. I wanted to check it out too. We may have an opportunity to partner them up with Creator DAO, which we also work with, and see if this is a good fit. I just want to learn more about it. But I'm really excited that you brought this up. So I encourage everybody to just take a look at their website and their Twitter and jump in their Discord and see. And then Julie, hopefully we can schedule a follow-up meeting after everybody's had a chance to research this and come up with ideas. But we love the feedback on it. So I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, that's the going back to that. I think it's technically, let me actually just change that here real quick, because I don't think it's actually called Ever4O. I think that's their sister project. I think it's from the same team, but it's, I think, technically Meta 4O. I think Ever4O is the more of the Web 2 version of that. And I'm going to put, here is the correct link. And one of the things that I thought was nice about that is that it was a lower price point. Like if we're going to move forward with Mighty Networks, that's like I think it's like $100 a month or maybe even more tool. So it definitely has cost components. Now we want to be at a point where it's like, yeah, that adds so much more value. We can't survive as an organization without that tool. It is a solid investment for us because it adds so much value to the community. And on that, like one of the things here that I would really like us to be intentional about is, like, we've got some proposals, and I'll take this offline with you, Tyler, as far as getting what it looks like to do the temp check within Mighty Networks. And also, like, I think the biggest opportunity is the community call coming up next Wednesday at 7. And then we also have, looking at the Google Calendar here, we also have the dev team call coming up on Friday at noon. And then we also have the, right now we've got a placeholder for the ambassadors team call on Sunday. But like I said, I'll put out a let us meet to see if that's the best time for everybody. It's just that that's where the core team call has currently been hosted. So keeping that there would be, but anyway, I'm going to stop talking, and we've got here 10 or 15 minutes left. And one of the things that I was wanting to do earlier, but I think we went off on a tangent, is I'd like to just go, like, allow people to chime in one thought. And if you could help initiate that conversation, as far one thought, as far as what piece of content, and I remember why we went off on the tangent on the FAQ.
Okay, sorry. Okay, got it. Ernest, what would you like to see one content piece that we should focus on?
You mean in addition to everything that's already being done, or like the Git book, getting that filled out, I think, is one of the things, right? And as the working groups shape up, we should be able to start filling out that content.
Yeah, so when this meeting's over, Jason and I are going to go through and post the FAQs that you were gracious enough to edit, and then that's not a final finished document. If we need to edit it again, that's fine. So yeah, we'll do the FAQs, and then is there another piece of content, either a video, a blog? I know you do tons of stuff with Bankless. Anything that they do really well that we should be looking at implementing here, whatever you think.
No, I said one. He gave us one and I wrote it down. So let's go to the next person.
Okay, cool. Brian, what's a piece of content we should have?
I was gonna say, Taylor, that if you want to pass me that Q&A to add onto the Git book, I can do that for you. if it's convenient.
Yeah, I would love that. Thank you. Do you want me to? How do you want me to share that with you?
So you can just DM me in Discord with the
Cool.
details. But I
Yep.
needed to have permission to write in the Git book, so I can give you my address, and Jason gonna have to add that as an editor. So I'm gonna send you my email address if that's okay. So Jason can organize that, and you can send me the details of the content of Q&A, and I'll just edit. Thanks.
Okay, awesome. Brian, what are your thoughts? Okay, he might not be able to speak right now. Oh, your son is screaming. Yes, I can relate. Brooke is screaming, but she's next door, so you can't quite hear her. But yeah, let me see what you had in the comment. This may not be content, but maybe a place that has the top priorities regarding content. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. So, Jason, what's the best place to put, or actually, let's put that on the list. Brian, that's a great idea. We just need to organize what content needs to be created, and yeah, put that on the list. Let's prioritize that. Julie, would love to hear a thought from you in the comments if you have one. And then Amy, what is a piece of Julie, continue to streamboard the onboarding process, create a quest for the first REtoken PO app. Love this idea. I would like to request that somebody, probably not Ernest or Blackfire, because they're already pretty involved in Bankless, to join Bankless, go through the whole onboarding process, and or Ernest or Blackfire, I don't know if, do they have that in a document that we could just kind of copy and paste and toggle it for our stuff? Because it's so well done. I just think we should just take it and do it again.
They should have a, I don't know, I can check. If
Would you
that's all you
mind?
really want.
What's
It's
that?
good to go through their process though.
Yeah, and my thoughts are, I think the bigger opportunity, because if I'm not mistaken, it's still, that process still exists within Discord. Is that correct?
It does.
is.
It's read a paragraph, click a button, read another paragraph, click a button, watch a video, click a button. Julie said she organized it and she did it.
Yeah, I really want us to be intentional about creating workflow, because we're talking about, potentially, and it seems like the community really likes Mighty Networks. So creating a process that exists in Discord is kind of an antithesis to us creating a platform agnostic community, because when we're talking about spending, $100 a month, we don't want to architect our first quest or our onboarding quest in a process surrounding Discord. So I'm just putting that out there. I think that the framework we can apply, but I think the process absolutely must exist outside of Discord with the direction that we're going.
Yeah, and that's fine. I would just really love to get all that content, so we've got something to start with. I just think it's really good. So Ernest, if you don't mind researching that. Julie, great idea, and thanks for volunteering to organize that. And then Amy, what's a piece of content that we should create?
I've been following and onboarding other places, and I think if we could show our own, and simplify it, and then probably how they can find, we're getting rid of Discord, right? Not really getting rid, but we're not gonna,
we're still going to use Discord. We're just trying to figure out stuff that will also work on other platforms.
okay, because I think we still need to kind of tell people how to use the Discord, because even me, if I'm looking for something and I know the search button is there, but sometimes you forget to use it and it takes me a minute to find what I needed to find. And if we can have a content directed to how they could, how it, we could simplify using the Discord, that would probably help.
Yeah, and to be clear, Amy, we're definitely not abandoning Discord. I just want us to be very thoughtful when we're looking at creating this onboarding process, that we do it not in Discord. And I think the best opportunity, I mean, we've got a website here. We just need it to not be hello world, and the opportunity of creating on our website so that, you know, where we can refer people that way, whether they're in Discord engaging from a community platform standpoint or in Mighty Networks, where we can still direct them to one place and provide instruction about going through the onboarding process, where it's a uniform, where we can control it, where we own it. Because that's the thing, like we still, if we have a subdomain that's on like whether it's community.ret.team or whatever the case, as far as where Mighty Networks sits, the opportunity for it to be a uniform experience, whether they're primarily engaging within the community at Mighty Networks or in Discord, because my suspicions are that people will probably primarily engage from a community aspect in one or the other. But I do agree that we do need to provide educational resources surrounding both of those, because that, you know, we want to make it easy so that whatever platform that people prefer to engage in, that they can still have a uniform experience and still be able to contribute to move our organization forward.
What I've noticed is a lot of these DAOs have bots that they utilize, and to merge Mighty Network and Discord, because sometimes when you post meetings, if they're engaged in Mighty Networks, you need to post it there too. So I don't know if you can simplify that with the bots, if they can communicate with each other. But I believe if you want to do that, you need to start now. You need to start putting up the meetings there too, or find a way where they can communicate with each other. I don't know if that's possible.
Yeah, and the goal, Amy, is to simplify. Like let me show everybody what it looks like right now for the event creation process. And I created this checklist here because it's a pretty, like, with everything that we're doing to facilitate the live stream. So right here, event creation. So you look at this list and it's a fairly decently long list. So the opportunity, like, and when you talk about adding, like, and I even started creating some checklists as far as creating the events in Mighty Networks or Circle, and the opportunity to make it easy for event facilitators, where a lot of the stuff happens automatically on the back end. Because, like, the opportunity of potentially having a event or like a page like create event, and I'm just, you know, this, I'm sure it won't be this, but where somebody could just go to that, and then it's got, like, you press a button and then it like creates the event everywhere. That makes it easy for an event facilitator, and the people that are on the other end of that, you know, they don't know that that was just pushed out automatically by, you know, the bots or whatever that they're called to do all their back end magic, right? So is that kind of what you were talking about there, Amy?
Yes, especially if, you know, like today, I know the events came up like later today, and then because I was looking for it, I was like, do we have meetings today? And the calendar itself, I could not find that. So
Okay, so
navigating Discord is not easy, is what I mean.
No, well, Amy and everybody, I owe all of you guys a huge apology for what a mess this week was. Yanks told me to duplicate some meetings, and I didn't put them on the right dates, and then we got slammed and we had to cancel a couple of them. So I apologize to all of you guys for this meeting being, or this week just being so chaotic. So number one, your idea about getting more automation between platforms is great. I'm not sure what there's a tool called Zapier that connects app to app. I don't know exactly what its functionality is in terms of creating events, but creating them on Mighty Networks and Sesh and Discord is a great idea. And two, I want to make sure that Jason and I do a better job of getting everything on the calendar by Sunday for the following week so that you guys can plan your weeks around what you can make and what you can't make and whatever. I know all this last minute stuff is
and
a lot.
to be clear, it's not something that this is where the team captain that we introduced here, because like, and that's one of the opportunities, like the ambassadors team, you know, this is a new team, and there's an opportunity for somebody to take the initiative and lead the ambassadors team. And so really wanting that to fall on the shoulders of the team captain, because we're planning on creating additional incentives for people. And like one of the tools that we're talking about for facilitating this extra bonus is Superfluid. And that's one of the things that we spoke about during the core team call. If you haven't watched it, go watch it, because that may be the last core team call that we have, at least here in the near term, because right now the direction that we're moving forward with, and again, we're going to put this through the normal proposal process, but right now as it's going, we're looking at having the 3 teams: content team, dev team, and the ambassadors team. And there's definitely an opportunity for somebody that wants to have a leadership role here at REtoken, the real estate DAO, to lead the ambassadors team if that's something that you're passionate about. So we've only got a couple minutes left. Is there anybody that we didn't hear from that has one idea for some content that we can do to improve our overall foundation that we're working on laying here?
I think when you were doing your Zoom for SOS, I mean, I think that was a good idea for co-branding. And
I gotta ask Amy, which one? Because we did a whole bunch this weekend. It was a marathon.
I was trying. Sometimes I'm late in catching the live one, but I plan to go back and look. But it's good that you are there. I mean, it showed a lot of leadership between you two, and now I call you the power couple. But anyways, the co-branding really helps sometimes because we get more eyes on what we're doing. And yeah, that's why we needed to really hurry up and get our things together, because a lot of people might go visit the Discord or look at the website or things like that. Although we're all over YouTube already. Every time I'm in different rooms in Clubhouse and I would talk, I would mention that to them, that, oh, if you need any information, it's in the YouTube. You know, we have, sometimes they're asking how to start a DAO. And I was like, go search for Jason Young's and REtoken DAO. And because sometimes I don't know what category you put it in, but I told them to just search your name and they can find you, and you'll have those all listed in YouTube, I guess. But those are the things that I guess we need to get ready for when the time comes, because a lot of people will be trying to look into us if they wanted to join or interested in moving forward with the idea of passive income, things like that. So that's just my thoughts.
That's absolutely fabulous. And when you were talking about like co-branding or something like that, this video thumbnail, and kudos, thank you to Lim from Creator DAO. He whipped this up for us at the last minute. I had to do a little bit of a hack job here. I'm not going to go into detail why, but you can see the co-branding effort here, because that live stream that Tyler and I did earlier was functionally like a try 3 DAO representation there on the live stream. You had Citadel, you had REtoken in Creator DAO, and Tyler and I are engaged in both REtoken and Creator DAO. And Citadel probably wouldn't have been as much on the radar as it was if it hadn't have been for Citadel being a client of Creator DAO. And here we are ourselves, where we are soon to also be a client of Creator DAO, thanks to the Polygon Ecosystem DAO grant that we got from them for Token Town, which is our flagship project. So that's a great example. And where I was going with this and why that I wanted to bring it up, we planted a seed here, and this was something that we'll have more conversations with because we haven't fleshed out the details yet, but we're talking about doing a POAP design contest for the participants. And how many people did we have opt in on that Google form here today, Tyler?
58, I think.
Yeah, so we had almost 60 people that opted in. So we're wanting to create a POAP that represents today's live stream, where we had almost 60 people opt into that via the Google form. And then there was some desire, and Amy can attest, we have strong social audio roots going back to Clubhouse. That's where we met Amy on the Opportunity Zone Club in Clubhouse, as well as Teresa. And the opportunity of doing a Twitter space, there was a strong desire. They actually thought that the conversation that we were going to be doing today was a Twitter space instead of a live stream. So put that out there as far as a future opportunity, and we'll probably even incorporate a 2 POAP design contest that represents REtoken, Citadel, and Creator DAO. And that's the kinds of collaboration opportunities that we want to have more of here in 2022.
Hey, speaking of POAP contest, we got a little behind on our POAP contest for REtoken, but we had several great entries and wanted to, I'm not sure the best way to vote on that, but we are so grateful to everybody that entered, and we loved your design. So how can we make that work?
We'll take that offline, and that's absolutely correct, is that we do need to move that forward. And I think right now we just need to get the framework for voting on the entries. This wasn't something that we had promoted as much as that we should have here during the holidays. It is what it is, but we got very engaged in the Open DAO, and I think that the dividends that we have invested there will pay off as far as some of these projects like this Token Summit Task Force that we talked a little bit about and that we'll talk more about. That's probably something that we'll put on the calendar because the time is of the essence. There was already a strong desire of this International DAO Day, but we're already 3 minutes past the hour. I wanted to stop talking and let anybody else chime in some final thoughts. We've covered a lot of ground here. I feel really good about what we put forward and some next actions to move this forward. And because again, we are content DAO. It seems that the industry largely calls it a media DAO. I think content is more appropriate, but that's where we're at, and that's what's largely on our roadmap too. Is and just to make the stuff that we're creating. But I'm going to stop talking. I'm rambling right now. Well, I don't hear anybody else chiming in some thoughts, so this is sounding like a good time to call it a good night. Thanks everybody for hanging out here. I'm gonna bring it to a close. Again, I'm gonna put forward a let us meet for the ambassadors team. Right now, we've got this as a placeholder, and I'm actually just gonna update this as a placeholder real quick. I'm gonna put the let us meet out here to ensure that everybody that is wanting to participate in the upcoming ambassadors team, that their voice can be heard so that we get the most appropriate time, because here with the last couple of weeks with the holidays. But anyway, thanks again, everybody. Super, super excited about working with you all to build the future of work here at REtoken, the real estate DAO.
Good night. Good night,
Hey,
everyone.
Thanks.
Good night.